we'll see what happens. There are no pictures. They're going to have to be in your head. Do your best. The story is Fiona's Luck. Now, Fiona lived in Ireland, but before Fiona was in Ireland, which is way across the ocean over by England and stuff. It's a long way away. You don't want to walk there. Way over there. Before Fiona was there, the leprechauns were there. And Ireland, when the leprechauns got the whole country, was a land that was just full of luck. It was everywhere. It was on the grass and on the leaves and in the worms and on the fish, and the birds carried around. It was all over. Anybody could just go over and pick up some luck anytime they wanted. And it was, yes, well, now too late. Listen to the story, young man. Because then the big people, that's us, showed up. And we ruined everything. Because it turns out that luck just stuck to us. And it didn't run all over the land anymore. It just got stuck to the big people. And we weren't even using it for anything. It just got stuck and piled up and went bad. So the king of the leprechauns said, well, we can't have this. And he cast a spell, because he's a leprechaun and he can do that sort of thing, that gathered up all of the luck in all of Ireland and it put it all in one big chest right in his cave. And he locked the chest and he closed it, and that was it. No more luck in all of it, in all of Ireland. Well, now the big people got a little sad because they were using some of that luck. And so every now and then good things would happen to them out of nowhere, and they didn't know why, but that stopped happening. And all that happened were bad things. The cows didn't give any milk. The chickens didn't lay any eggs. They kept stubbing their toes on things. It was awful. And then Fiona, who lived in a village, had an idea. She was going to go get the luck back. So she had a plan. The first part of her plan was she went out to the milking barn and she would spend the time in the milking barn. Nobody in there with her. And she'd come out with these pails full of white liquid. And she'd say, well, it's lucky that I got all of this today. And the leprechauns would kind of hear and wonder. And other people would hear and wonder, but nobody did anything yet. And then she'd go into the chicken coop and she would spend some time in there, and she'd come out with a basket with a blanket or a towel over it covering all these little oval objects. And she said, well, that was a stroke of luck. And the leprechauns wondered some more. And all the people thought, well, why does she have luck? And then she went out to the fields and she dug and she dug and she dug and she filled a bucket with all these dirt-covered round things. And she said, it's a good thing I found all of these in the potato field today. That's a stroke of luck. Well, now the leprechauns had had enough. She can't be having luck. So they had a plan, and the king sent his leprechaun guards out, and they went out with their little magic nets, and they wrapped them around her, and they teleported her back right in front of the king. And the king of the leprechauns said, where did you get luck? You can't have any luck. I have all the luck. And his eyes cut over to the chest, and she saw where he looked. And she said, well, I don't have any luck. You have luck. You've been telling everybody you have all this luck. You're lying to me. I am not lying to you. I would not lie to you. You're a king. You're a little tiny short king, but you're a king. He didn't appreciate the short joke. And he said, I will prove that you are lying to me. I will have tests of luck, and they will show that you have luck. And when I prove that you have luck, you have to give me all of your luck. And she said, well, okay, but what do I get if you don't prove that I'm lying? What if I'm telling the truth? And he said, oh, you get something? All right, fine. If I don't prove that you're lying to me, then I will give you one wish. And she said, fair enough. And he did his test. So his first test was he brought in the leprechaun magician. And the leprechaun magician took 3 shells and he put a coin under one of those shells. And he mixed them all up and said, guess which one? And she guessed, and she guessed wrong because she didn't have any luck. And the king said, you're cheating. You knew that. Do it again. So they did it again, and she guessed wrong again. Fine. 3rd time's a charm. Try it again. She mixed them all up, guessed wrong again. She didn't have any luck. The king said, all right, we're going to try a different test. Different test. Whole different test. And he brought out the magic leprechaun lute, which is an instrument with strings on it. Kind of like a guitar, but not. And the thing about the leprechaun lute is it's magic. And anybody with any little tiny bit of luck can make beautiful music on it. Even I could make beautiful music on it. So they gave it to Fiona, and Fiona strummed it, and every string went out of tune immediately. And the king said, you're cheating again, give me that. And he strummed it, and it sounded perfect. So he gave it back. Try it again. She strummed it. This time, every string went out of tune, and one of them broke. And the king said, well, I guess you don't have any luck. I guess you can go back. And she said, I get a wish, remember? And the king said, I said you get a wish. And then he had an idea. And he said, fine, you get a wish, but because you have nothing, that's all you get to wish for. You get one wish for nothing. And he smiled because he thought he was pretty clever. This was before law school. But then he got nervous because Fiona was smiling too. And he said, what are you smiling at? And she said, well, I get a wish, he said, right?
Yeah.
And I get to wish for nothing. Yes, you get to wish for nothing. She said, fine, I wish for a hole. A hole is nothing. The king thought about it, tried to find a way around it, but he didn't see one, so he said, okay, fine, you can wish for a hole. I don't know why you want a hole. And she said, I want a hole in that chest right there full of all the luck. And the king said, you tricked me pretty well. Okay, I guess I got it. And he made the hole, and he sat there and sulked while all the luck slowly seeped out of it. And to this day, you can still find a little bit of extra luck in Ireland because it's seeping out into the country. But not all at once, not like it used to be. But there's a little bit there. So you can find the four-leaf clover every now and then and get a wish. Now, Fiona went back to the village, and everybody said, you're so great, you got us all our luck back. And she said, yeah, luck's all great and all that, but I prefer to live by my wits. So you, witty kids, I think you get to go to class now.
Aren't they lucky?
They are.